Yes, I'm the polar opposite of turning. I guess instead of complicating things, I like to simplify things. I practice a different area, I guess, than my fellow council member. I'll save some of the, there were some comments to made about staff, but we have a lot of kids here today. I'm going to reserve that for the end of the day to address how inappropriate it is to talk to staff, and especially our manager, who I think has done an excellent job on this. I also would like to say that there has been no negotiation. Negotiation requires a county council to sit back and say, these are the things we want. There's a little thing called sunshine, that we decide as a collective group what we want. If you poll people, if you get in a situation to where you start negotiating based on terms of what a council wants, people get in trouble. Jim has not done that. This is not, it was not a negotiation stage. This is a proposal. And I gotta tell you this is quite the proposal. This is the best thing that could ever happen for this community, and I applaud your family, the developers, for bringing it. Everyone complains about not having enough businesses in this community, and I'm so excited we have one of our own doing it. I can't tell you how excited I am about that. It's an amazing thing that we only see in our lifetime, once, maybe twice. I haven't seen it. I wasn't here for GE. I was a little kid. This is something that I get to look back at and say, hey, everyone I represent, this is where I put the hard-earned money. You're invested in this. And I look out at these kids, I couldn't ask for a better opportunity for tomorrow's leaders to be here during this. This is exactly why we make these types of investments. They're sitting in the audience. We complain about kids leaving. My friends, if they're not in trades, they're gone. This isn't just about going and having waiter jobs. This is about managers. This is about big time businesses coming in here where people can rise up, go through the trenches and become in management and become higher up in VPs and really build good companies. This is a big deal for our community. And I think some of the things that are lost that, I think I've been here for 5 years and I've learned a lot, and I think I pay attention to some things that other council members might not understand yet as far as transportation. Our job is to invest in infrastructure. That is our job in government. That is a core mission. Deb, we go into that all the time. The core mission of government is infrastructure. It's what we do. We build a foundation so people can grow, businesses can succeed, there can be jobs, we have a better way of life. But there's the other things I think about besides just this investment. It's not just the $20 million, and when are we going to get it back? 8,000 jobs, that's huge. But you know what else this does? Everyone doesn't pay attention. I'll give you some small examples. Right now, Brevard is working on a train through Kennedy Space Center to try to convince the federal government to allow that to go through to their port. An RFP was won for all aboard Florida to go east-west down the beach line. You know what that means? That means Orlando is going to have a new beach. And you know what that beach is going to be? Cocoa. Cocoa Beach will be Orlando's beach. You have to face that reality unless we get on Daytona Beach rocket. And I like that analogy, Mayor. I think it's a great analogy. Because if we don't get it on this rocket and we follow my fellow council members' lead, this project will never happen. Ever. Lawyers do a good job of one thing, slowing things down. I'm not in that capacity right now because I'm not getting paid by the hour, which would be nice if it was a little loud, but it's not. I get paid by the year. And it's more of a volunteer position if you looked at how that works out. But I'll give you an example of why this is so important. When I spoke to All Aboard Florida, they couldn't make any, All Aboard Florida, just so you know, is a train that goes to Miami from their port, up 95, goes west to Orlando, goes to their airport. Why that's important? Because obviously the connection to the beach. The only reason they would even consider a company like All Aboard Florida, which is a private company, using the FEC line, they're eventually going to Jacksonville. It's on their map. They told me it would be very unreasonable for them to think that they're not going to have a stop between West Palm. There's only 4 stops on this. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, and Orlando. They told me it would be very unreasonable if they don't have a stop between West Palm and Jacksonville, their future life. Well, where would be the next stop if you have a train coming from Orlando, taking a left at Cocoa, that can take you directly to this new train they're trying to get at Kennedy Space Center? It becomes their beach. So what do? You support projects like this. For $20 million, you want to talk about how many miles of road can I build for 20 million? Jim, how much is a mile right now? Marianne, average mile of road? 4 miles. That sure does bring in a lot of economic development. Or we can leverage that money with the city of Daytona Beach to an $800 million project. That, to me, folks, is good business. Very, very good business. And what else it does? It helps us to remain Orlando's beach. I love Disney World. I love Orlando. I want them to come for a couple days too, or maybe now they're going to come here, stay at a hotel in one Daytona, pay into also another thing, our ad authority fund, which no one talks about. And then you look at the other part of it, another positive. If this council, one of the things that we're going to be discussing in our strategic plan is a transportation penny. Do you know